everyone. Sorry it's been a little while. I was traveling in the mountains and with very little access to the internet, nothing reliable. So apologize for the stop in videos, but I'm back today, and one of the things that you may have noticed from the title that I'd love to talk about today and tomorrow is what kind of things to include in your first aid kit. And for me, one of the things that sometimes come up is sometimes when you're traveling, tummy troubles come up. And so supporting healthy digestion all the way through can be really helpful. And one of the ways that I find that is helpful to include in my first aid kit, and what I usually carry with me, is this cute little bottle by this company called Urban Moonshine. They're out of Vermont. Guido Masse is the herbalist behind them, and they have a thing called, and you can kind of see it, I'll get it really close, hopefully you can see it. It says Digestive Bitters, although it's probably going to be backwards, so sorry. But I love this because it's a cute little spray bottle, and so you can just literally spray it in your mouth and move on. I've had this little bottle for a while. I also actually make my own digestive bitters. And so anyways, so I have a few bottles of my own that I make. I make a pear spiced one bitter, and I also make a dandelion orange bitter. And you may be asking, well, why are you mentioning bitters? But actually, sorry, I didn't even remember. I just remembered that I hadn't told people. For those that don't know me, my name is Christina Yuri, Selena Harmonizing Bodywork. I'm so excited about the bitters that I forgot to just do an introduction. So, anyways, in that, with the bodywork, I help moms whose lives are so chaotic and crazy that there's no time to take care of their bodies, and they are just kind of coming up with band-aid solutions, aspirin, ibuprofen, Tylenol, etc. kind of thing to get through their lives. Their back is hurting and they're feeling a bit depressed and have no energy. Well, they're just kind of dragging themselves through the day. I help moms release that tension from their body, regain some energy, and reduce their pain, so that way they can get back to their busy lives and help send their kids off into the world, feeling like they themselves can get back to their busy lives, as well as supporting their families, and be able to not have to fall asleep at 7 o'clock in the evening. Anyways, back to the bitters. The bitters that I was telling you about, this is what I carry in my little purse, typically, just because it's a nice little size. And it's got a lot of wonderful things. And what are bitters for? Well, they are for, he has it nicely described on here, fast-acting relief for upset stomach, gas, and occasional heartburn. So bitters can be really helpful in a number of ways for that. I have this little spray bottle, and I have the two that I make, and I actually leave this near our kitchen table. And I recently found this one by Herb Farm. It's another company. This one they call Neutralizing Cordial. But it is supports healthy function of the digestive system, is one of the things that it does say. And it tastes really lovely. It's got a sweetness to it that is nice too. So bitters is not something that we as Americans are very accustomed to, but I know that in France it is very common, and in other cultures, in a lot of more of the Asian cuisine, specifically Chinese, they try and balance all of the different flavors within their meals. But I will say, if you ever traveled in France and eaten with the locals, they will typically offer you a digestive bitter as part of a drink, and that's how they begin their meals, is with a little bit of bitter. And what that bitter is doing is helping digestion. It's getting the stomach primed and releasing more of the gastric juices that help to digest things well. And so it's a great way to improve your digestion. And if you were interested in bitters, bitters can be taken before or after the meal. You don't need a whole lot. Just enough to really taste the bitter in your mouth. So anyways, that's a nice little tip for you. A little bit of bitters can be really helpful with digestive concerns, and a great thing to have in your first aid kit as we're traveling around during the summer. So hope that's helpful. If this has been a helpful idea, and please share this video with others. Comment on it. Have you tried bitters before? I would love to hear if you have. And like this video. I'd appreciate all of your support. And I'll come back tomorrow and talk a little bit more about what else is in my first aid little kit that I carry with me. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.